If you were born with that Uranus and Neptune conjunction in your natal chart, you're part of what I'd call the age of imagination generation. It's your role to imagine a new world into being, a new world that harnesses the power of the network, of technology, and the imagination. But this isn't just about your generation, of course. Everyone alive today will take part in the building of that new world, even if it's by resisting it. But I think the age of imagination generation will have a special role to play. Over the course of the next few years, you're going to emerge as some of the leaders of this new world, as much as we can have leaders in this decentralized, networked era.
What's going on, world? Welcome back to another episode of the greatest Nalo Kicking Knowledge. Fuck with me. I'm on top of the world, never coming down. I'm on a high, feet never touch the ground. Wordplay wavy, might fuck around and drown. Piece of the pearl, this is the world, the Nalo Brown. I feel grand, my zone been in the boondocks according to plan. I am everything that you not true Vulcan, nothing new spot. I stand alone in the zone, start trekking like I'm Tuvok. Illuminati on my body, ain't no fear trauma. I'm God body, hear me, think of dear mama. Late night, like Fallon, you can go and see, always be more. Edgar Allan with the poetry. Enough hating while y'all waiting, ain't no tough guys. Above the haven like a raven means I'm up high, touch sky. They on late registration since 08. I've been speaking to the nation since then. I made my mark in this bitch. I don't need fake love or BMWs to know I'm rich. Seen stars fade, others end up in lead box. These homes that I pitch like Pedro for the Red Sox. Straight heat, no beat is untamed. Silence is for the weak, my speech is unchained. If the doors can't eat, flesh becomes vex. It's dark and hell is hot. Peace to DMX, damn. I miss my pops, that's an honest thought. I'm sitting here thinking about the change that I made and still ain't bought. The time back, it came, it went. I'm sitting in the future thinking about the past tense. Back to the present, watch me unwrap it. Nalo in this bitch, damn I love rapping. Ain't never no capping, just a poet in his prime. 33rd degree, you'll see the world is mine. If you could dream it, you can achieve it. This year's the year of the mystic. Jupiter and Gemini. Dragon shit. Ha. Enjoy the show.
So on them beer constantly.
Baggage. Why you wanna carry all that baggage? You just wanna live but don't want bury those attachments. You've been trying to move on but you worry what your last did. Mama said it's bad luck putting your bag on your mattress. Yeah, you should've listened the first time, asking if it's a bad time. This is the worst time, asking me about a rap line. You don't concern mine, and I can't let a bad vibe close to me. Especially cause I got my power, so now you ghosting me. Never gave no less than myself when you did the most to me. I ain't never settled for help in days I had no relief. So much on my plate, well, at least I got groceries. Artists producing, engineering his own shit. High flows, all on some cold shit. So sick, been keeping my distance from these niggas before COVID. That hating contagious, they got symptoms and they show it. Notice you been on it, working, trying to get your bag right. You been steady focused, ain't try to blow it like a bagpipe. I see right through you in that boozy you act like you go buy another bag just cause it was half price. I guess the last one wasn't good enough. You brought your spend the night bag, still stood you up. Now you out here feeling mad that y'all ain't good as us, but you ain't down for me, so I'm looking up, conscious. Listening to Black Heart, got you saying I'm heartless. This tape got mad songs, you gon' listen regardless. Mask on or mask off, I'ma get it regardless. I'm just thanking God for the wins that pay for the losses. God bless the homies, just hope we make us a fortune. Big bags, I ain't with all that back and that forfeit. Six Flags, life is a roller coaster, I'm on it. Six path, 33 urgency, what I walk in. Slim chance that you gon' comprehend what I'm talking. But you should learn your purpose, can't take your bag to your coffin. Cause you don't learn yourself, it be hell on earth, got you burning up. Pastor, he got baggage too, tell the church you heard enough. And pack light when you move, and I tell you. Cause all them bags that you using won't help you. And you unpack them still cause you looking to settle. But you pray to the spirits but still look for the devil. Sheesh. Hail Mary, all the golden era. Used to want to get married before I ain't know no better. You want me to carry your bags cause I hold them better. But I gave them back to you and told you show some effort. I got too much on my own hands, on my own bags. I done had to put down some of the weight that I grown past. Through it with some ties I had to cut. When I souls class, still been getting back. Just had to up one on my old stash. Pablo Picasso with the art, now it's all heat. Worked through 7 days, I don't remember an off week. Put them on release, we not in sync like we off beat. Off the record, you should get in tune, cause you off key. Nowadays, feel like I'm channeling mama and papa. I swear all that acting that they did could've got him an Oscar. Youngin' from the hood just happened to be as smart as MacGyver. Yeah. I'm aligning my chakras and making peace with my old days. Why fly the new name but still got my old ways? To create flow sound, you know it's that flow wave. Sheesh. You know it's that flow wave.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your Venus in Libra 2024 Transit Talk. This is the Peace Dealer. Oh, wow. Had to hold my Gemini back from saying some ridiculously stupid shit that I would have enjoyed saying. But yes, it was very non sequitur. Welcome to this Transit Talk. This is publicly available as usual. First of all, I thank you guys. If it wasn't for you all, I wouldn't even have known that I was saying available. All right. You guys have hooked me up through the ages. I forgot what other word I say, but I have you to thank for teaching me how to say available. Right. And it's one of the things that make this work a service very worth it. But yes, if you are not a YouTube member, you still have full access to this Transit Talk. All right. I've put it in the community tab. Transit Talks are always available. The live ceremonies. Oh yeah, Kirk's. I'm sorry, Kirk's. No, I will not change. Yes. All right. Let's see. This is definitely and personally, no, I definitely, don't mind saying it how I want. It's just I had no idea. Like I have no problem saying available, but like knowing that there's another way to say it, I thank you guys for that. I really am not even being sarcastic. Like it really it's one of the things, it's one of the little things I love. But other than that, welcome to Venus and Libra. As you can see, the moon, the Venus and the south node are here getting ready to polish the rest of this yellow brick road. We have officially made it through the first half of this year and cycle. From, if you think Aries, March 20 is the new year, we're officially going to be at the half at the fall equinox, but we've made it a good way through here. And what Venus in Libra represents is the finesse and the classic power and nature of your performance. It represents the polished update of your swag. All right. This is going to be very exciting for those of you who is, you do this every year, but exceptionally since March 20 of this year, you've been putting in work. You have not been slacking. You have taken skills and abilities you currently have, and you have been developing it. All right. Because now Venus in Libra is the polished presentation of your talent and your beauty. All right. Every woman I've ever seen with Venus and Libra is classically beautiful. You have the Venus and Taurus natural beauties, and then the different Venus transits through the signs and their flavors. But yeah, Venus ruling Libra has this aesthetic to them, this class. And we're going to talk about the science of what this process entailed. So you can go back and look to where you were during these dates. And, you might, I don't think you'll be surprised, but I think, it may correlate. So let's actually go back 6 months ago where Venus was in Aquarius. It had entered Pisces coming through March. And then, of course, April 5th, it was 0 degrees Aries. This is relevant because the Venus in Libra that we are currently transiting was in April on the North Node. So I've just showed you Venus is currently on the South Node in Libra, but in April, it was on the North Node. You had activated for the first time in what I want to say 20 years, if this didn't happen at the end of Aries last year. No, I think it happened in Taurus last year. Actually, let's just debunk or bunk that right now. I don't know if it's called bunk. Yep, it was in Taurus last year. So this is the first time in 20 years since the last time it was there. And we can confirm this. 18 years ago, the North Node was in Aries. So this is the first time in 18 years, because it takes the North Node 10 years to go to the opposite, and then another 10 years to come back. So 18 years from 2006, boom, it's back. And if we want more confirmation of this, 9 years ago, North Node was in Libra. All right. So this is just, a bit of proof of these cycles. Really, we're concluding the 9-year cycle, but I want to just take the whole 18-year cycle into account. That's one major reason why what we're doing, all right, is very significant here, because this wasn't just the Aries season. We're kicking off a new 18-year cycle. And more than I know. You'll agree as much as I'll agree. The people who you met this year, especially from April up until now, they make up the general cast of how you're going to really fall down this rabbit hole coming into March. Oh, by the way, the greatest rabbit hole you could have ever imagined, you're going to be thrust down March and February and then March of 2025. So you have less than 6 months. It's a rabbit hole with which you will never return from. So that makes you think, who are all the people who you're meeting before you enter this rabbit hole and who jump into this rabbit hole with you? Really stupid for me to say, But let me kind of just show this to you because once again, I'm showing you 2024, right? That's April. Venus was on the North Node, and you activated with the sun, with Chiron, with your brain. Mercury was retrograding, and Venus. This was the heart was a part of this contract. This okay. Let's even take it deeper. This activation in Aries was actually a 6-month fulfillment from the previous eclipse that we had at the beginning of Libra. This was where it just entered. All right. Since that, 19 years ago with the South Node. So we had Venus go through here, then 6 months from October 2020, well, November, because this was after Venus finished its retrograde in Leo. So then, of course, it caught up in around November-ish, if not December. And that was the initial Venus South Node. Think of where you were at the end of 2023 and the beginning of 2024, because 6 months from then, boom, Venus was on the North Node. So Venus on that North Node, one, was a harvest of that unlocking previously last year, where were harvesting the original update and unlocking of your heart after 12 years of a whole Jupiter cycle. Because remember, these cycles happen in 19 years. So in between that 19 years, had a 12-year cycle, had the ending of a Saturn 30-year cycle, amongst other things. So you're inventing an original new direction that your heart, as well as your conscious with the sun and your brain, are moving forward towards. But that was the consequence of November 2023, December 2023, the departure towards, maybe if you go back 9 years when the North Node was in Libra, there was a direction towards certain people that your heart brought you to. Now with the South Node, 9 years later, it's like, okay, we no longer need this. We no longer need to move forward here. That's what these adjustments bring. It's like certain things that maybe you were meant to do, well, now you're not meant to do it. We call it a destiny reversal or a karmic reversal. All right. Yes, I enjoyed doing it. Oh, yes. I love that. She's queen. Yes, I remember this one. Yes, she dope. I love her chart, and I love your chart too. So yeah, shout out to you guys getting the synastry readings. Those will be the most fun readings I do. But like, yeah. So now that since last year, 2023, you unlocked this, departure or this update of your social power, it harvested in Aries with, okay, this is who you are. This is the new update of how you express your authenticity. Venus going through Aries is like activating new heart desires. So that was not only an activation in Aries, but it was also a harvest. That's why now 6 months later, right, with this on Venus and the South Node, this Venusian activation again is a fulfillment of last year, and it's also now a harvest of what we did in April. So I want to show you how the cycles are converging. April was a harvest of October 2023, and right now is a harvest of April 2024. But let's actually go a little bit into what that entailed, right? So Venus coming into Aries activated, maybe unknowingly to you, everyone you're meant to meet and connect with. This was you in your original direction. Venus manifested the value of it in her first penthouse. Then in Gemini, the sextile to the North Node expressed your beliefs, your ideas, as it started its cycle with Jupiter and Uranus. So at this stage in June, we were out of the range of activation. Boom, we start integrating when it's in Cancer. And then it went through the red carpet in Leo, hair flipped a bunch of times. And then, of course, you know what I mean? It went through Virgo, integrated all of this. And everything I'm saying about Venus also applies to Mercury and the Sun, which leads us to now, where, of course, Venus is harvesting everything since April. So that represents a development of your talent and your value, with which now in Libra, it is presentable. What happened in Aries was that you activated a raw facet of this, like you do every year. So imagine a process of seeing raw talent in somebody, and then you develop and cultivate and polish that raw talent, especially through Virgo. You break through you kind of integrate its talent, and then you start to perfect it. Now in Libra, it's presentable. So it's kind of like, Venus is your style in a lot of ways, and or it can represent your style. So I played those freestyles in the beginning of this to show you, how, especially shout out to Young Flo, like the style has been perfected. This is the general style you're going to get ready to present when the sun is in Libra and we finish out the part 2 of the I Told You So tour. So Venus in Libra is now heightening this perfection. It's the application of this perfection. And that's where it's not the astrology affecting you. It's during this cycle, did you put in the work? What did you do? And it's not even like a shame of, oh, if you didn't put in the work. It's realistically, what did you do? Mathematically, everything that you did, which you want to go back and review, that's what you're going to be harvesting. That's going to give you an insight of how now this is going to produce and present itself. And you don't have to be mercilessly critical. I mean, it is Virgo season, so if you do, you can. But you don't have to be mercilessly critical as much as, you know what I mean? Preparing for this last half of the year. All right. And good shit, bro. Yep. Replicate results. This is the most important part. This Virgo season is going to take new techniques and existing techniques, and you're going to be replicating results. You're going to be seeing consistency and strategies, and it's going to give you more than an edge. It's going to give you a ridiculously good feeling because you had to gain experience and go through a bit of ups and downs and really test this, right? Saturn of the economic system, mind you, is opposite the sun in 2 days. Right. So this is that major testing period to test whether there is consistency in your habits. If you pass that test, you're getting ready to come into the most divine level of fulfillment. If you fail that test, you have until the rest of Virgo season to adjust. If you fail the test, it's a good thing, because failing the test is letting you know there's something that you have to adjust in your behavior in order to gain that consistency. You want to see evidence of the test failing, so you will see exactly where you need to change. It's a good thing. If you pass the test, this is letting you know all you have to do is just maintain consistency. You don't have to do anything extra until like Libra Sagittarius season. But that's it. That's it. And it's going to completely, expand things as it squares Jupiter. All right. If you notice, the Jupiter square at 19 is before we add a turbo rocket booster to your bike, we want to make sure that you can ride the bike steadily. All right. So the Saturn test is, okay, we're putting some gravel on the road to make sure that you're tested with your balance. Right. And now that you've passed that test, the square to Jupiter is all right. You've got the balance. Now we're putting turbo rocket boosters. All right. That's like the next week and a half. So yeah, I just wanted to really speak on how Venus in Libra is going to unlock this sense of charm. And we'll get to how that means, you're going to unlock fated partnerships. Another thing here with Chiron that's going to be opposite Venus. And then we're going to have that square to Pluto. Post transformation of status quo, there's an expression of your value and style that's going to irk people. People who don't like you, because the 180-degree opposition is open enemies. So people who have an issue with you, the 180-degree opposition with Venus and the North Node and Chiron is challenging you to maintain authenticity while you are presenting your style towards others. It's not like 9 years ago where the North Node was in Libra and we had to compromise. Everything about Libra is compromise for agreements, right? It doesn't mean you have to, but this is the space where we do so. So the North Node in Aries is, hey, I'm presenting my style, but Aries, don't get it twisted. I got hands, like we can fight right now. And the thing about that is, in presenting your style to others, you're not sacrificing or compromising your authenticity. In having to present your style to others, Aries represents the stuff that's fire to you. Libra is going to represent now the balance or the polishing of things to be accepted towards a wider audience. So the North Node in Aries is saying you're going to appeal to a wider audience, but do not sacrifice your authenticity in order to reel in that audience. If it was 9 years ago where you had to develop more of your character, you would want to compromise what you're not compromising your authenticity, but you're compromising on certain facets of your authenticity in order to appeal more to this wider audience, so that in doing so, you can understand more who you are. Versus 9 years from 9 years ago, you have developed so much of your character. Now you're not having to compromise to the wider audience. You're standing in your own authenticity. And 9 years from now, it's going to be the opposite again. And that's why I love cyclical mathematical astrology, because it reminds you that we're just in a part of another cycle with another limitless set of combinations where something like this may not happen in another like 2 million years or 200,000 years or 2,000 years. All right. So relative to that, you, first of all, being here right now means you're a bad motherfucker. All right. You're getting ready to, the Pluto retrograde cycle is, we just finished the first round of the Hunger Games. So, this is a collective onslaught of population control to epic. They're releasing mosquitoes out in this bitch. I'm getting a little bit conspiracy theory, but so this is the preparation before the next round of the Hunger Games or the Squid Games. All right. In fact, Pluto Capricorn was the Hunger Games. Pluto Aquarius is the Squid Games. You know how they showed you Squid Games on Netflix? They were taunting you. They were letting you know, hey, this is going to be round 2, guys. This finna be round 2, guys. Don't get it twisted. All right. So Pluto in Capricorn is preparing the collective for when November comes, and then we truly do 20 years of Pluto Aqua. That's the Squid Games. So you survived the Hunger Games. You're a bad motherfucker. Do you know how many people died from 2008 to 2024? Which is wonderfully vague to say, because people are going to die regardless, but I want to sensationalize it enough to make it relevant. So do you know how many people died from 2008 to 2024? Like, that was the Hunger Games. I'm not going to say everyone who died during them died because of the Hunger Games, but a sizable amount of people did die because of the Hunger Games. And you know exactly what I'm talking about, especially when the climax of that Hunger Games period was 2020, the pandemic. That was the climax. I think the Squid Games is going to be climax all through. So you're getting ready to be a part of the Squid Games. You have been selected. Really, you survived. So like, this is going to make the Hunger Games look like child's play. Okay. I believe in you. This is why you summoned me. This is why I'm here serving you, because we're going to make it through the Squid Games. And then after the Squid Games ends, 2044, we're not out of the clear. We have one more. We have one more like decade-long period. 2044 to 2068 is the third round of the Hunger Games, the third and final round. I'll probably be like in my 70s by then, but that can't be true. No. I'll probably be what is it? It's 2024. I'm 30. Really? Yeah. Oh, 2068. Yeah, 2060. I'll be in my 70s by around then. My 70s, 60s, 70s at the end of Pluto Pisces, 2068. Okay. So I just have to make it to 70 years old. I just have to make it to fucking 70. And then I no longer have to play this. That's if humanity even exists by 2068. Okay. So you have 2000 if you want to bring Pluto Sag. So some people theorize that the true first Hunger Games was actually 1995 to 2008. I was a kid then. So if any of you who were born in the 70s, the 60s, the 80s, if you want to corroborate that for me, it's been in debate in heaven and like the sixth, seventh dimension. They've been arguing this. They watch all of us on GodTube. There's a multiversal network of all sorts of beings that watch us struggle and pain. It's a huge sensation out there in the universe. But like, yes, they've been arguing, like some people debate that the Hunger Games started 2008 or 1995, like this cycle of the Hunger Games period. You can go 95 to 2008 was round one. And then some people believe 2008 to 2023 was round one. Some people think that's round two. And then now we're coming into this round 2024 to 2044. All right. Colby, shut the fuck up. What are you, bro? Shh. Bro. This is I can't stand Pisces, bro. You're not gonna get in trouble for saying anything. They gonna fuck with me. Why did you share that on your thing? This is why Pisces never gets in trouble for this. They always go for Gemini, like, why are you leaking secrets, Gemini? And then they let Pisces get away. Chill. I'm not trying to get my shit rated, fam. Seriously. You can hop, skip away into another dimension. They'll never find you. I don't have that luxury. I don't none of that. Oh my God, I have to move on. All right, let me change the subject. So Venus on the South Node is very important because you finally reach this level where you have perfected your style. Right now, the Sun in Virgo is making you consciously aware of how to finish this integration process, because once you get to the Sun in Libra, you're going to be Bruno Mars for a whole month. I swear to God. You may not have half of the swag he has unless you're a Sag or a Libra. Then you're at their level. And I'm not trying to like flatter. I'm being serious. You're going to probably feel like Bruno Mars for like a hot 3 weeks to a month. And it's going to be nice. You're just going to wake up, you're just going to start dancing and whatnot. And there's going to be a choreographed, like random people choreographing, following your moves. And you're going to hit all your lines on point. Like it's natural to you. You're like, holy shit, I feel like Bruno Mars. This is crazy. Yes. Oh, I heard about this. It's a rumor. You know how people just be making shit up. He probably has a debt or whatever, but it's not really as bad as they're saying. It's kind of like different in context. But like, yes, you're like, holy shit, I feel like Bruno Mars. This is crazy. And you're just gonna be hitting runs and notes and like this is gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire. Trust me, it's only gonna last until Scorpio season, unless you're an actual Libra. That's their everyday. But like, or you have Libra energy or planets in your chart, then that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I don't have any Libra in my chart, but when the Libra planets go through, I'm gonna feel a little bit thick and be like, oh, this is how you motherfuckers be feeling. Oh shit. But it is what it is. It is what it is. This is how the I told you so tour is gonna start. So this Virgo season is just kind of cleaning shit up, you know what I'm saying? Preparing you, but for Libra season. Boom. All right. And shout out to those of you who are in your 50s. Shout out to those of you who are in your 60s. Shout out to those of you who are in your 70s. All right. Pluto Leo, Pluto Virgo, and Pluto Libra, but primarily Pluto Virgo. I have, like, those of you with Pluto Virgo, Neptune Scorpio, I have the sneaking suspicion that you guys have unlocked the codes to death. So I feel like you guys don't die like everyone else dies, personally. And it's a cult. You guys have Neptune Scorpio. So some of you even have secrets around how you'll die. And you don't tell anybody, obviously, because you're wise. But like, yeah, I feel like some of you won't even die. Like, I feel like since it's death, like from the outside looking in, we're gonna think you passed away, but like you probably have the ability to keep and retain your consciousness with you after death, especially if some of you were already powerful in your soul beforehand. It's a theory I have right now, but when I started to research y'all charts, I was like, what? This is interesting. Especially those of you with like Uranus and Pluto and Virgo. It's just like, for some of you watching, that's some of your parents or grandparents. So there's something to keep in mind. Like that's my theory. Like the people who have Pluto Virgo in their chart, when they pass away, those are the ones that are gonna be giving you signs. Like their spirits are gonna be powerful. Like they're gonna be like, wake up! Like you thought because I passed, I'm God. What are you doing? And they're gonna be like very strong spirits. It's gonna be like they still alive, like, but they just have a spirit body now. So I don't know. I'm not gonna say it. There are people in generations before, but I just feel like there's a critical integration with y'all specifically that's gonna kind of like change the game here. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank you. The Pluto Virgos, they're gonna just possess people. They're just gonna be like, this is Margaret. Wait, Margaret? Yes, I heard you talking shit. You thought just because I died that you gonna talk shit. Oh my god, yeah, I'm possessing this person's body. And fix your shirt. You have a crest. I'm like, oh my god, no. They'll just be putting signs and synchronicities. Like, oh god. Oh god. So don't piss off any Pluto Virgos. Please do not piss off any Pluto Virgo. They will haunt you. They will haunt you, and you don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want that. We don't want any ghost boomers. That's not no. This is not. All right. It is what it is. My bad though. I got completely carried away. So Venus is on the south node. And now we have to talk about how it's on Lilith. So Lilith here is also activating this sexiness, this spice. All right. It's going to conclude on the maturation of your own relationship with sexual deviancy. But it doesn't have to be deviancy as much as just sexual expression. So the Chiron opposition with Lilith and Venus is a minor test that will show who's a sexual deviant and show who integrates their deviancy into pure sexiness. All right. It's going to introduce, and when I say sexual, it doesn't even have to mean physical intercourse. This could just be like, this could be playing guitar, but you just do it in a more sexy way. Like that was supposed to be sexy, but ignore that. So basically, you know, like you're increasing proficiency in your own sexual expression, but polished. If this was in Aries, this would be like titties out, private parts out, dripping honey on yourself. But this is Libra. It's classy. It's more polished. It's going to be what you don't say, but how you say it, that kind of stuff. I lack tact, so I don't really know anything about that. But like for those of you who do, I can imagine this would be very fun for you. So yes, spiritual sex will definitely be very potent. You know, so you want to remember this Libra arc is really just rounding up the integration, and you're harvesting now. You're getting ready to express and present. All right. So this is going to look like random sex. This is going to look like planned sex. This is going to look like a lot of sex. A lot of sex maybe you weren't expecting. And now the quality of who with the South Node speaks to past life partnerships being sponsored, people from early childhood, people you may have known in your past, ex-partners, new relationships with these new partners who feel familiar to you because maybe you knew each other in a past life. Like this is definitely also going to sponsor bringing together of people who you may just start to know right now that you may not be aware you're probably going to know for the rest of your life. That's Venus bringing y'all together before you actually begin the purpose of these karmic connections and whatnot. One thing to keep in mind, you guys have to stop. I don't know who lied to you and told you that there's different types of soulmate relationships, because every relationship has a distinct quality. But you need to understand, when you keep saying, oh, this is a karmic relationship, but I want a soulmate relationship, there's no distinction between a karmic relationship and a twin flame relationship and a soulmate relationship. Every relationship that you will ever have is karmic. There is not a single relationship in your life that you do not have that is not karmic. Karma is the fundamental basis that exists in any relationship. The way you react to any partner is your karma, and the way they react to you is their karma. So, two people who live happily ever after, right? And nothing bad ever happens in their relationship, that's a karmic relationship. That was their karma. They responded to each other with appreciation and devotion. All right. So when you say, oh, that's a karmic relationship, but that's a twin flame relationship. A twin flame relationship is the most powerful karmic relationship of all time. Like, the nature of the type of relationship depends on how karmic it is, right? A popular karmic relationship is between you and an enemy. That's karma between each other. Married couples probably have a lot of fucking karma together because they married each other. So you don't want to look at karmic relationship as a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. But now it's a loaded term because there's semantics that are included regarding this. You feel me? So, the way people mean it is different from how I broke it down, but just keep that in mind. Like, we have to scrap the whole verbiage, because karma has this negative twist to it when it's really more objective than anything good or bad. So keeping that in mind, that's really the nature, right? With the sun opposite uh Saturn and then Venus opposite the North Node, you are in karmic relationship territory. You are, I feel that a twin flame relationship is actually a relationship with the divine. Absolutely. What makes it a twin flame relationship is that, every relationship that you ever have with somebody is your connection with the divine, as we are all bits and pieces and droplets of one eternal ocean. So that twin flame relationship is going to be a perfect union in resonating or connecting with this divine. And what I mean by that is your wavelength is going to differ with everyone else's wavelength, right? Yes, this is up for replay. This is definitely going to be up for replay. So your wavelength is going to be in tune or not in tune with other people's wavelength. Oh yeah, congratulations again, bro. That is amazing. You got married while Jupiter was on your sign. That's Jupiter's blessing your union too. Yep. Oh yeah, vertex points is awesome as well. That's awesome. And karmic relationships be the best relationships too. But like, basically, just like there's no identical snowflake pattern or there's no identical fingerprint. So if you want a physical counterpart reference to this, it's your fingerprint. Maybe I'm wrong, but I was taught that no two people have the same fingerprint. Like, what's the difference between twin flames and kingdom spouses? The reason why I like this question is the verbiage around this is all bullshit. There is no difference. Like, when I'm saying there's no difference, these are made up terms. Like, these are terms people in the community made in order to make distinct this and that. But remember, separation is an illusion. So a lot of these terms we're putting are not objective fact. They're just kind of like subjective made up stuff, because really the twin flame connection is expressed through quite literally everything. Are we Gucci? Can you hear me? So the twin flame connection is expressed through everything. Um, our 3D brains want us to believe that, oh, this is this, that person is my this person is my this, but it's actually an illusion. So, like, when you connect with your twin flame, right? When you connect with your twin flame, you're not connecting with a person, you're connecting with yourself expressed through the broad range. Here's the best way I can explain it. I learned, and tell me if I'm wrong, no two people have the same fingerprint. So you have a unique fingerprint signature, just like you vibrate on a soul wavelength. This physical body is the visible image of your soul. Your soul vibrates at a unique frequency and wavelength. Every soul has a unique wavelength with which it vibrates. So every single person who you connect bandwidth and your frequency and their frequencies, you know what I mean, connect, there are going to be certain people who your frequency and their frequency are not in tune. And the thing about your frequency is you can tune it. You can tune into other people's frequencies. They can tune into your frequency, but you're going to have a core frequency regardless that's unique to you. So certain frequencies do not mix together, and that can be changeable. Just because it doesn't mix together now, maybe you guys need to tune it, or just the nature of how it is. Certain frequencies harmonize. There's certain frequencies that harmonize with our frequencies. That's what some of you call soulmates. But if we want to be real, you can meet someone who's your soulmate that doesn't, right? It depends on how personal or abstract you see it. But for the purpose of this analogy, you will meet in this life people whose soul wavelength and frequency resonates with your soul wavelength and frequency. In Soul Eater, they call it soul resonance. You're able to amplify your frequencies together, and it bolsters both of your power versus discordant frequencies that constantly clash. People call those karmics and the good ones soulmates, but no, turns out sometimes you need to be with a clashing frequency so you can develop and defend more of your own. And sometimes you're going to harmonize with resonant frequencies. So the twin flame is going to be a counterpart to your frequency that is distinctly opposite, but creates that composite. It's like there's a wholeness and a completion in that your frequency mirrors their frequency. Now, here's the thing. The twin flame connection is the frequency. Your 3D brain will convince you that it's the person. So you can experience this frequency in a person, in a pet, in the ocean, in a song, in an experience, in a place, all right, in a country, in a dream. Every single collective representation of that frequency that mirrors yours is your twin flame. That's what's filtered through the experience. So you're going to meet certain people in this life who either permanently or at a special period in their life, they resonate in that frequency. And you will recognize it, and you will say that that is your twin flame. But that's why for people who have said, oh, that's my twin flame, and nothing has happened with that, that's because you mistaked the person for the frequency that they may at a time were expressing, or they, represent, right? And that's what enables you to recognize the frequency, but know that you are it. And blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, blah. So the reason why I wanted to say all that is because now that we're in this Libra portion, and now that you are integrating this style, Aries to Libra is the process of tuning your guitar. All right. Aries was where you created the original sounds. I've never played guitar before. I have no idea what it is. And now by Libra, you've tuned it. I have no idea how it's supposed to sound. But like, this is where you're tuning it. Now, compared to April, your frequency is finely tuned. Okay, what am I trying? Okay, so hopefully you got what I was trying to do there. But thank you. So yes, all right. And this is where not only is this getting ready to pretty much set you up. Can I snitch yet? I'm going to snitch on the universe. The universe is setting you up. The next 6 months is going to consist of serendipitous moments. Like, you're going to get surprised. It wasn't a surprise. You got set up. All right. There's just this is a train track switching. So there's certain things that you wouldn't do. So the universe has to trick you so that you're in this place at the right time. All right. And it's going, universe is sneaky as fuck. Like, if the universe right now told you, I need you to go do this and this, you're going to be like, no, I'm not doing that because A, B, C. Now the universe has to trick you, and it's going to set you up. Why? Because it's preparing you for this. This is what it's going to have to trick you for. Check this out, guys. I want you to see February. Remember my words. Right now, you should be like, what are you talking about, Peace Dealer? Don't worry. You will remember. You'll be like, oh, this is what he was talking about. You see the North Node in Pisces? This is an entire rabbit hole arc. And I also want you to see how Venus is going to be in Aries on the North Node. It's going to go through the North Node in Pisces. So that's going to be the next time we do this. It's going to have you realize your heart's dream again, but now with destiny on top of karma. So by the time we step into March, this is the solar. Wait a minute. That's going to be the solar eclipse we have. Yeah. Nice. That's the next major eclipse, guys. This is going to be one of the most magical eclipses of all time. Saturn, Sun, North Node, Neptune 29 degrees getting ready to go into Aries. Fuck with your boy. Fuck you mean. This is a rabbit hole. Okay? The universe is going to push you into a rabbit hole that you will never come out of. Like if the universe just told you, hey, dude, don't you enjoy your life? Don't you enjoy how you finally taken your life to a place where now you can finally enjoy it and you can really come into more success? That's so awesome. Anyway, we need you to go down a rabbit hole into a magical world that you're going to be in for maybe like 500 years. And you'll probably never return back to this one. But please, it'll preserve the magical integrity of this universe in existence. Please. And the universe is reaching out to you because your magic is on point. We got tricked, guys. It would have been better to have been a muggle. We got tricked. Your spirit guides are acting like, oh yeah, you gotta just help humanity. You're developing your spiritual gifts so you can help humanity. Nope. They were preparing you for this rabbit hole. They need help in magical realms beyond this one. Yup. This shit I'm telling you don't even make no sense. That's what I'm saying. Look at all this Pisces. You'll see in 6 months. All right. So, right. And some of you are, so that's what I'm saying. Like, if the universe told you right now, I need you to walk through your closet and go into Narnia because Narnia needs you, motherfucker. You might never come out of Narnia. Or what was it in The Magicians? Oh, I forgot. Oh, I forgot. Break Bills was the university. I have to see. But like Fillory. Yes, this is your Narnia Fillory moment. This is Alice in Wonderland and the rabbit hole. All right. Now hold on. This is still Narnia. This is still Narnia. You may never, ever get another chance in your entire life to actually visit Narnia ever again. So like, that's the whole thing about this period. This is going to be a major decision point. Are you gonna go to Fillory or Narnia? If you don't take this chance, you will be stuck in this. You're not gonna be stuck, but you will never get another opportunity. You're just gonna be here in 3D. Okay. But it is a choice. It is the choice of a lifetime. Once you walk through Narnia, you're walking into Narnia not knowing if you'll ever come back. You might come back from Narnia and 10 years have passed. Are you okay with that? Because some of you will jump through that bitch. Like, I ain't ever coming. Bye. Bye. You're not even going to say bye to anybody. You're just going to be like, what? You didn't tell me this before? But most of you, if the universe tells you right now, and the universe is cruel too, because it's like you finally taking your life to a point where it's like, oh, nice. I can do so much with this. So you're already doing so much with this. And that's when the universe is like, all right, now, hey, we need you to go to Narnia. You may never come back. And it's just like, what? It gets even better. See, you thought you had a choice. You don't understand how like ruthless the universe is yet. You thought you had a choice. Free will is an illusion. Oops, I said too much. FBI, chill. I didn't mean that. So like, all right, listen. You're getting tricked into this from now until this point. The universe knows that it can't just ask you to leave and drop everything in your life to go on a 30-year magical adventure in a realm which time does not flow. So like years can pass in this realm and maybe like 2 weeks have passed here or 10 years. The time fluctuation could be crazy. The universe knows it you know, you're not just going to willingly go. So it's going to force you through trickery. All right. It's going to literally push you into this rabbit hole. And that's where this Virgo season is preparing you. These are the habits you're developing because you don't even know you're going to need them to save a magical world. But other than that, I mean, I'm just using the whole archetype of save, but it has to be saved. So that's where, right? This is the height of trolling by metaphysical entities that don't really respect your 3D needs. So this is where now you're meeting people who are going to be on this rabbit hole adventure with you. When you go into this magical wormhole, you're going to meet certain people from 3D. Oh my God, you came here too? Holy shit, it's going to feel mad fated like you guys were selected to help Narnia. I swear to God, this is within 6 months. There are mass extinction events that are about to change the landscape of the events and the way we see the entire demographic of the world. So like, that's what you feel what I'm saying? So you're going to recognize some people like, oh shit. And it's going to look all coincidental. That's why I'm like, the universe, you're not slick. You're not slick. You're not. So like, what are the chances that we would be in this? You're getting set up. In fact, some of the people you're going to meet in this rabbit hole, they were in on it. You might find that out later or now. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You're going to meet people in this magical wormhole that are being set up for you right now. Okay. All right. Stay woke. Stay woke. Do not be Birdman marrying an intergalactic agent who has been spying on you because they know in the future you're going to be a major threat to them. The South Node here with Pluto coming into Aquarius actually brings seemingly sci-fi themes of time traveling agents who come back into the past to stop you from what you're going to accomplish in the near future. So just keep that in mind. Over the next 20 years, you're going to begin to awaken the concepts that you have seen only in sci-fi movies. Although many of you watching me, you've already had experiences like this, but now that's going to be the norm more than ever. All right. That being said, shout out to those of you who have entered relationships recently. I feel like any of you who've kind of established unions during this period, we need the that being said counter. We need the counter. Those of you who have established unions, I think the universe has chosen you to really move forward through these cycles. I don't think it's a coincidence you guys are getting together during this period. So that's beautiful. What's very interesting here is the Lilith and Venus and Chiron aspect. If you remember, the opposition is partnerships, but it's also open enemies. Okay. So you're mastering a sense of your style and expression that is actively challenging the nature of open enemies who have had any disagreements with you or dislike you. For those of you who are receptive to hate towards you, this is where I was saying this is the counterattack, because you were never caught slipping and you made sure to integrate habits and abilities that you worked on. Okay. So the Chiron opposition to this Venus are ad hominem attacks against you, because imagine if someone didn't like you and now they're seeing you glow up in front of their very eyes, and now you're styling indirectly or directly on them. Their ego is going to be hurt. That's the Chiron in Aries, opposite the Venus and soon to be Sun. So all these baseless, useless, irrelevant criticisms, which only do more to reveal the intention behind the people saying it, all right, are going to reveal a whole lot of how powerful you are more becoming. Okay. This is also going to be a major factor. Certain people like to hide behind rhetoric in order to play contrarian to you. So those are the, I don't want to say losers. Those are the adorable specimens who always try and sound logical. But the only reason why they're using the argument is because they have negativity towards you. There's something that they want to say. Like the real thing they want to say is, I don't want you to wear that dress, or I don't want you to stay up at night. But instead of not being a weak little bitch and just saying how they feel, they're going to be like, people who stay up at night aren't successful people. People who stay up all night long, they're not successful. And like, I remember someone wearing this, shirt, and I didn't like that. And you're not an idiot, so you're gonna be like, bitch, what the fuck does that have to do with me? Like, why do you think I care what happened, when what they really want to say is they don't want you, but they know they can't say that, so they have to be manipulative. You're going to be curb stomping every single attempt of this towards you without having to argue, without having to say a single word. You're just going to be styling. That's it. The actions you take will speak way more than words. Okay. And it's definitely putting you in a position to break through and ride the expansion phase of Jupiter in Gemini. which will add to your harvest and your profits. Okay. So I hope you enjoy this. If we now kind of analyze, we're going to talk about Mars next Tuesday and its retrograde cycle throughout the rest of the year. But Venus going through the first decan right now, as it has, was very iconic. It went through the South Node. It went over Lilith, which is now on the South Node. So this is unconsciously, with the moon here, unlocking and awakening a new version of your sexual expression and sex drive. There is a raw element of your sex drive that we can say had to be like a caveman or a cavewoman or an animal. Forget the cave people, an animal, raw, so that you could redefine the rawness of this. Okay. You healed it through Chiron. You healed the vulnerability to express this raw animalistic desire. And now in Libra, it's fully polished, right? Primordial. So now in Libra, right? Since then, you have leveled up over the past 2 years. Now you're dripping in swag. You were dripping in swag before, but you're dripping so much they have to put a caution sign because the floors are wet and drippy. Because you're slippery. Because you're just dripping everywhere you go. All right, that sounds a certain way, but like, screw it. So with that being said, right, you're converting this raw animalistic sexual desire into this very conversational, seductive, poised, polished, presented nature of this. All right. You got new clothes. This Jupiter evolution in Taurus in May, you got like 20, your fit is 20,000. Your fit is like $20 million. You got a $20 million fit on. All right. I'm sorry. The way you express your sexual desire is entirely different with the $20 million fit on. And you know, I don't even care about money and stuff like that, but we need to keep it real. If you have a $200 fit on and a $20 million fit on, you're going to be you regardless. It doesn't matter how much money is on you. That doesn't change the fact that you're going to just move a little different in a $20 million fit. And the way you spit game or the way you express your sexual desire gonna hit a little different. You're gonna sound like Torissimo. You're just gonna be like, leave with me at once. Let us go. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know however you do it, but like, it's subtle, but it's not so subtle. So that's what's happening right now. You're this with a sense of poise that is no nonsense. And you ready to go back to the Aries North Node going into Pisces, $20 million fit. You're like, yes, you can touch my robes. Walk with me. This is custom. It's one of one. You know how they like to say, this is a one of one. Richard Milley. I got it myself. All right, yes. You want to wear it? Oh, that was a joke. You can't wear it. It only can fit my wrist. It can't fit anyone else's wrist. Hold on. They earned that. That's theirs. I hate it. I'm just saying. Yes. Now you could be in rags and still feel this way. This is what I'm saying. Especially out to the Cat Moons. You can be in rags and still look and feel this way. Absolutely. Which is a major lesson of it. But you and I both know if you had the $20 million fit, you would still feel the same way without it. But you know how other people react to it. So you know it's just going to hit a little different. And I respect that. What Luna said is the major message behind this. Like, you shouldn't need to be in a $20 million fit to feel that way. But I'm using that as an analogy because that's what it's going to feel like. Whether you got the $20 million fit on or not, there's just this poise with which you're going to not only express this. Many of you had struggled with different aspects of your own psyche or personality clashing with each other. And now it's just fully balanced. So we had to address Lilith because this is going to unlock freakiness in your relationships with others. And it's going to be normal for some of you. It's going to be weird for some others of you, where even in some platonic connections, you make more friends that come with benefits. Not that that has to happen. I'm not saying that has to happen, but as a social theme, you're going to notice this more. There's more of an open care and free nature in how we communicate and express the more freakier aspects of ourselves with people who we're comfortable with and people who we trust, right? But it's going to be very casual. It's going to be very poised because there's more security within the people expressing this. And I'm not talking about in your head with people who you don't like that, or people who you would feel weird doing that with. I'm talking about people who you connect very smoothly with, like people who you genuinely like, and vice versa. You're going to notice more of a quality of this, and it's going to be very linked to your style, the way you are unlocking this next level of your style. And that's what brings us to the second decan. The second decan is going to sponsor the Sun opposition to Saturn. It's going to sponsor the Moon getting ready to be full through the third quarter square. It's going to sponsor Mars beginning its transit in Cancer. And most importantly, it's going to be setting up the trine with Jupiter in the third and final decan. So the second decan of Venus is Uranus. After the first decan has ended today on the 6th, this was you establishing the initial level of your classic beauty. You at this point right now, you have developed your style to a point with where you can present it. You can kick a freestyle right now, and you're going to style it. With the Sun in Virgo, there's still more you're practicing on and perfecting, but there's an initial level with which you can go right now. The next week ahead from the 6th to the 15th is going to begin to innovate and add more unconventionality. Now that you have begun to work out the kinks of this, we're going to add more unconventional elements so you can take this initial sense of your style and now put it outside the box. So this is like, all right, you have, and I love saying this right now because I don't have a sense of style. Like I used to think that I could put like on a green shirt and then like red pants, or I didn't have a sense of matching. I didn't know people matched clothes. I'm not fashion conscious at all. I thought you could just put shit on. I thought clothes were just for putting, stuff on because you're not allowed to be naked. So with that being, so regarding that, right? Let's just say you put on some clothes, you have your own sense of style, say you got the matching blazers, is this red and blue. That's the first decan. Now Uranus is like, okay, how can we make this a little bit different? What we can do unique to me? Okay, I'm gonna wear my shirt backwards. I'm just joking though. Okay, I'm gonna put a blue scarf around my neck, but I'm gonna tie the scarf in a certain way. Or I'm gonna put this scarf, but then I'm also going to put glasses on my head, but backwards. You know what I mean? Like it's just something outside the box. These are the worst examples I could ever give you regarding this, but I hope they do serve to let you know the process of innovation relative to what you have begun. All right. And where do we see the Sun in Virgo? At the last decade of Virgo, right before we come into the full moon. So the third decan, subruled by Mercury, is now wrapping your brain around this. It's now experimenting with this style and getting ready to communicate. Oh yeah, my Venus and Taurus be cringing from what my Gemini says. It's cool though, but like yes, it may not even cringe. It just be a gas, like of course. But now by the time Venus trines Jupiter, it will have already squared the Sun. So this is where you have the booster with the bike that you're stable on, and Venus is going to just sweep profits. Venus trining Jupiter is the 120-degree angle that it had made initially in Taurus. Let's actually remind you. As you can see, Venus was 20 degrees, Jupiter was 27. So the 0-degree conjunction that had occurred in May is going to become the 120-degree trine to integrate this before it opposes and we harvest it. So this is what's going to have you expand and express the evolution of your style with this updated vocabulary and this understanding of knowing what to do with all of this swag. So the 15th of September is going to be iconic. The sun will prepare for its opposition with Neptune. Dreams are coming true. And action. So we do see, of course, the final decan of this drippage, the 22-degree opposition here, right? In now harvesting the activation when it was here in April, we can say April, May. And this is what's going to have you overcome any healing vulnerabilities. You're going to be slapping people, but with your palm, like Will Smith. It's going to look a little classy. But like, yeah, I'm not going to say it's classy, but it's going to be like a Libra slap. It's not like an Aries fisticuffs. You know how Aries fights just be looking ratchet as fuck when Aries be fighting like no, a Libra be like that's it. Libra be mad graceful when they strike someone. It's like, it'd be sharp and boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, you know what I mean? It's different consistencies. You have to know. So regardless, this is definitely also going to polish your healing power. We'll see this now followed with the moon in Aries. Okay. And then we end this transit with the Venus squared to Pluto. Peep game. We have 29 degrees opposite Neptune. We have Venus square Pluto, quincunx Neptune, and we have the quincunx and trine to Uranus. So this is a major turning point. It's preparing us for the eclipse, post full moon. It's preparing Venus to go into Scorpio and trine its lover Mars. It's preparing for, of course, Pluto to subsequently go direct and bring in the Squid Games. It's a whole lot happening all at once. And once Venus has polished this quality and portion of what we're getting ready to do for the I Told You So tour, we're going to go on, you guessed it, the motherfucking I Told You So tour. So imagine if the I Told You So tour part 2 is just as good as 1, but it's so much bigger and it has extra features. And you had a blast. If you had a blast last year during the I Told You So tour part 1, you're going to love part 2. So let's say the stages are being set right now, because by the time we step into September 22nd of 2024, September 23rd of 2024 is the first day of the I Told You So tour. September 22nd is the 0 degree day where we all submit our tickets. And in order to get in, you just need receipts. You just need like 1 or 5 receipts, like one really good receipt. That's your ticket in. And you're going to, everyone's going to come in 23rd, 1 degree Libra. I told you so. Hey, remember? I told you. You were talking shit as early as March. I told you. Remember you said I wouldn't be able to do this bitch receipts. So like, this is going to be fire. It's going to be fire. It's going to be a continuation of last year. All right. So, something to keep in mind, because Venus right now is preparing the stage. It's literally building the stage. It's booking all the artists that are going to perform. That's why we need to give props to Venus. Once we step into Libra and we're like, whoa, that's a really nice looking stage. Wow, there's food. Wow, Venus is preparing that right now. Literally. So that square on September 21st and September 22nd, that's going to occur with the retrograde. This is going to revisit the previous boss battles that we've had from 2020 to 2024, except now you're going to meet it with your style perfected and polished at the master degree. Now let's do a little bit of math. What does this angle represent? This lets us know who's the winner this year. Every year the planets do a race, okay? And the first planet that makes it to a 270-degree angle to the slowest moving planet in this series usually wins. Last year, I believe it was Mars, because last year Venus retrograded. Yep. You see how Mars is the first one that looks like the sun doesn't count. So it's between Mars, Mercury, and Venus. Which one of these inner planets normally, you know what I'm saying? So Mars was leading last year, Venus retrograded. Well, this year, Mars is retrograding and Venus won. And let's put this into context. What happened previously? We had Venus. We had Venus conjunct Pluto. Mars and Venus activated on the 22nd of February. Supernatural energy. Your brain, your heart, and your sex organs. This was the supernatural energy chain activated from your conscious awareness after you awakened this process over the next 20 years. Then you signed a contract. Saturn was like, hey, you just awakened supernatural energy. Sign this karma contract. So if you do anything negative or bad with it, we can cash out on that karma Virgo season. Right? And that's what's happening right now. That's why we always have to look back on the cycle, because it puts so much stuff into perspective. So since that period, boom, now Venus has made it 270 degrees of completion, where it'll be completing from 270 all the way back to 360. But Venus has won. Your heart has won. The first planet, my theory around this is every year, the planet who wins first sets the tone for the next year. It lets us know what the rest of the year and next year is going to be like. So obviously, whatever Venusian related themes as are personal to you, all right, think about last year where Mars won. All right, Mars beat Venus. Mercury usually will sometimes, but it goes through retrograde. So this allows Venus or Mars to take it over. So boom. That's going to bring a completion of the awakening of your heart at its full mastery. And that concludes the mathematics portion. Oh, shit. That concludes the mathematics portion of this transit talk. So we've established that you are unlocking mastery and development of your style. The North Node is taking 20 years and even 40 years worth of development, fully converging it together with the Saturn and Pisces cycle and unlocking it. All right. You are completing a supernatural awakening cycle that's going to progressively intensify over the next 20 years, with which this was the first year it's happening. Okay. And all of this is getting ready to balance and break through. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So in taking all of these themes, right? This, now that we've kind of opened that all this is happening, you're fucking amazing because you're experiencing it, you're expressing it. Look at the development. You're actualizing and integrating the supernatural into your day-to-day routine. Well, as you're doing that, what does this mean? You're unlocking fated partnerships with people who you are destined to connect with, oh my God, they have supernatural abilities too. And the frequency of your unique powers and energy is in a faded way connecting you with work associates, platonic friends, romantic partners, children, family members who you are meant to fulfill aspects of your destiny through, because you activated this personal mission Aries season. Everything from Aries to Virgo was the integration of this mission. It was you believing you can be a track star, and you have hit the gym and developed your 200 meter. The actual harvest of this mission means this is when you actually do the mission from Libra to Capricorn. Once we get to the completion, you've completed your mission. So you've sowed the seeds from April to July. July is where the seeds broke through the ground. July to October. And October is where you harvest it. It's where now, okay, we've prepared for this. We've practiced for this. It's the track meet. Now we're doing the track meet playoffs. And Capricorn season, December, January is where we see the results. We complete that facet of the mission, of the North Node mission. The next North Node mission assignment I showed you is going to be in March in Pisces. So we're starting it off first. We're hitting the North Node first. Last time we hit the South Node twice. This year we're going to hit the North Node twice. So you're coming off of completing this mission and then instantly getting pushed down a rabbit hole where the universe needs you in Narnia, but it knows you're attached to your 3D, and it can't necessarily just ask you to walk away from everything you have invested in this world. So it has to trick you through connecting you with fated partnerships so that you can walk through that rabbit hole with them and then just end up in a whole magical world as the world as you know it now is ending. And that's totally not delusional because the universe told me so. And I read it in the stars. So yes, the nature of how you're going to be connecting with people moving forward is not only going to represent the full-on mastery you've been integrating and the evolution you've been activating since 2022 and 2023, but it's getting ready to finally connect you. And that's going to be the nature of these relationships you're stepping into. It's going to be like, finally, or it's going to be like, oh my gosh, it's actually happening. For some of you, this is going to be with existing people too, where it's almost as if they show up, you show up in a new way. And especially with people where it's just been stagnant, like the universe has put you in touch with certain people and they've been in proximity, but you haven't really done much. Boom, it's gonna be like, whoa, like the purpose between you two. And for many of it's gonna be platonic connections too. I'm not really even focusing much on romantic. There will be romantic connections through this, but don't sleep on your platonic connections. Like there's so many platonic friends who you're like, you answer what they need in their destiny and they answer what you need in your destiny. The mutual precision here is so powerful. All right, or energetic or magical. And whether it's for a period or for a long time, it's going to serve its purpose. So yeah, and I love that. I really used to think I was just crazy. The reason why I think for some of you it will induce this sense of craziness is because many of you have been picking up on something before it happened a long time ago, right? And that's going to confuse the way your brain processes that's fixed on the present moment. So it just speaks a lot of you that you were able to maintain that faith and understanding, because this is huge fulfillment as we shift the ages. All right. This is definitely going to really challenge you to express yourself in a way that you've never expressed yourself before, and amaze at how much you've developed. Many of you have been in a hyperbolic time chamber of development, especially through the lockdown periods, and you may not realize how much you have grown, like you will realize when you start operating in these partnerships. that actually support your strengths as you amplify theirs. And you and these people are going to be so surprised because you had an idea of how much you improved, but you don't see yourself like other people see you. And like, you're going to be shocked at how much more you've developed than you could have even been aware of. And that's what this period represents, where you're going to really kick into that now more than ever. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this Venus and Libra transit. Directives that I do advise: Libra is a social power, Virgo is a social perspective. Just be out to be out. I'm introverted. I don't like to go out, so I'm not going to take that advice. But I still am going out here and there. I have nothing against going out. And if I'm invited out somewhere and I go, I'll go. But like, I don't really have that desire. For those of you who do, take advantage of that desire. Because, if you're inspired to, put yourself out there. And I'll step out myself. No, I'm not. But like, for those of you with social energy and perspective, go out there. Go out just to be out. For anything, for any of you who want something to happen, I really could care less if anything happens or not. I'm cool where I'm at. But like, for those of you who want, some shit to happen, go out. Be intentional as fuck. Go outside. Really, for my introverts, all my introverts are like, yeah, okay, peace dealer. I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, you and me both. You and me both. But for those of you who want some shit to happen, go out and be present. You don't even have to try and meet people. It's just gonna happen. All right. Don't even go out with the intent of meeting people. Just go out just to be out. And that doesn't have to be in a social setting. This could be with yourself. This could be just taking yourself out to do stuff. Anything that even if it's just social media, because social media is still the expression of yourself to other people through social means. So regardless of if you do both, if you do one or the other, do what you can to express the Libra in your chart, because that's going to develop the next direction to go, whether you're doing it with other people or whether you're doing it with yourself. All right. After I finish the broadcast, you are going to receive a very powerful insight and synchronization and synchronicity of 3 very relevant partnerships you're getting ready to move forward with. For those of you who are in tune with your soulmate or twin flame, you're going to receive a very relevant download right now as soon as I end the broadcast. For those of you with existing partners, they're directly going to deliver you this download. For those of you who are single, prepare for that, because it's going to be huge. It's going to integrate every archetype and message you've learned so far so that you can converge it together and move forward. Anyway, Christian Garcia, I received your PayPal. For those of you who want a live reading, you could send me your chart. But yeah, other than that, if not, I will see you guys next week, where we'll resume with Mars transit talk, as well as the pick a card reading. And I might do another transit talk next week. So we know you're a late Libra rising, bro, and you have your North Node in Libra. So those of you guys born in 96 with South Node Aries, this is very important for you, because this is preparing you to create the new world. 96, you are the leader of the new school, definitively. Like, you guys brought in Pluto Sag with the late 95. You brought it in with late 95. So after you come to this eclipse, boom, it's your Saturn return coming into 2026. So this is a lot of pressure. Like, you guys are getting ready to activate stuff the world has never seen, and they may hate on you for it, because people are resistant to change. But if you guys don't do it, the world is doomed. So no pressure. All right, there's no pressure. Just have the whole world on your shoulders. Now, you specifically, you are an artist, and you were chosen by destiny to really heal society. All right, there's some serious fire karma. I see this. Like, this is North Node, Chiron, rising in Libra, Saturn, South Node, Juno in Aries. Like, are you serious? Jupiter in Cap. So like, and then you have the moon in Cancer. Like, you feel it. So this is going to really release an old identification with yourself. It's going to transcend the mode with which you engage and interpersonally relate with other people in your life. If we take the way you've done so since, let's say, 2017, and then even back to 2003, this is getting ready for the next 20-year era. All right. That's what makes this different than every Libra season. So Venus is quite literally going to polish your personality, release unconscious habits, because since April, you've activated a new habit and routine to create this dream life. You've, of course, evolved the quality of your partnership. So this is going to have you show up for yourself and others in such a different way. And I think you're going to enjoy that, as the sun will go through your 12th and activate this eclipse and release all that as well. So you guys stay blessed. All right. Prepare for that download. I'm sure you'll love it. And until next time, peace.